Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodehold. I bet most of us would have trouble if we were asked to name our favorite Christmas carol. We probably have a lot of them that we really like, and narrowing it down to one would likely be difficult. This week we are looking at some Christmas carols you've never heard, or to put it another way, some Christmas hymns in our hymnal that we don't know and probably have never sung. We are looking at the texts of the hymns and not so much at the tunes, and I have to tell you, based on text alone, this is the second hymn this week that could easily be one of my favorites. Today we are looking at ELW hymn 285, Peace Came to Earth. The hymnal companion book I have points out that this song has an unusual meter and a tune that offers some challenges. But oh, the words! And before I move on to the words, I need to let you know that our musician Jim has found an arrangement of this piece, and we will hear this song on Christmas Eve here at Redeemer. Let's look at the words. Peace came to earth at last that chosen night, when angels clove the skies with song and light, and God embodied love and sheathed his might. Who could but gasp, Emmanuel? Who could but sing, Emmanuel? And who could be the same for having held the infant in their arms and later felt the wounded hands and side, all doubts dispelled? Who could but sigh, Emmanuel? Who could but shout, Emmanuel? You show the Father none has ever seen. In flesh and blood you bore our griefs and pains. In bread and wine you visit us again. Who could but see, Emmanuel? Who could but thrill, Emmanuel? How else could I have known you, O my God? How else could I have loved you, O my God? How else could I embrace you, O my God? Who could but pray, Emmanuel? Who could but praise, Emmanuel? From the beginning, the song highlights that the gift of God to us at Christmas was peace, peace in our hearts, and that God has reached to us in love and grace. Even more, the words "at last" indicate how much we longed for and needed this gift. As St. Paul says in Philippians, Christ emptied himself and became one of us. I love how the verse says God sheathed his might and was born as a baby among us, embodying God's love. God is Emmanuel, God with us indeed. The second verse talks about how we cannot receive the Christ child and remain the same. This child, who we hold in tenderness and love, was wounded for us and died for us. We are changed because of his coming among us. Verse 3 points out how Jesus shows us God's true nature of love and grace like we had never seen or known it before. Then, once again, it talks about how Jesus was God, one with us, knowing what it is to be us, feeling that what we feel, knowing our joys, our sorrows, and our fears. And then finally it points to God among us now in bread and wine. I love how verse 4 moves to talk about the implications of this gift of God in Jesus born among us. How else could I have known you, O my God? How else could I have loved you, O my God? How else could I embrace you, O my God? All this that we have just talked about is found in the first half of each of the verses. You see, each verse then goes on to talk about our response to this gift, our astonishment and wonder, how we have been touched by the gift, how we are led to joy and praise. Who could but gasp, Emmanuel, verse 1 says. And then verse after verse, we sing, we sigh, we shout, we see, we thrill, we pray, and we praise. The tune may be challenging to sing, but I think the text is refrigerator worthy. It should be hung up on our refrigerators and read every day throughout Advent and Christmas. Jesus is Emmanuel, God come among us, for us. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.